Hi everybody, it's Stephanie with Planning with Peanutty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're joining me today. I'm setting up my micro planner for January 2022. So if you want to see how I have it set up so far for the year, I've pretty much added dividers and then accessories. So if you want to see how I have that set up, check out the video I just did. I'll put a link in the description below. So we just need to decorate this divider. You can see I cut it from a mini planner. So the picture on the front's not complete, and I don't have a calendar or anything on the back. You could see where we had to cut and punch the holes. So it cut that image into fourths. So not so great looking on their own now. I think August is the one that looks okay as is because it's just those little icons. But we need to clean this one up a little bit. So I'm going to pull a couple sheets of patterned paper. Now I have had this patterned paper, especially this blue one with the white dots, for probably 20 years. I mean, this is back from my scrapbooking days. This one's Provo Craft. So really just looking for any kind of seasonal paper. I had that white with the blue florals, but I think I'm going to stick with this blue plaid with the white dots that remind me of snow. So I thought that'd be appropriate for January. So I'm going to grab an extra sheet of micro filler paper. If you don't have micro filler paper, it is 3 inches by 4 inches. So you could just grab a ruler and measure that way. And so I'm just going to trace around this sheet. I like to put the holes along the edge of the paper I'm not going to cut, and that way when you trace, you're not hitting those holes. And again, that's 3 by 4. And I'm just going to clean that up a little bit and double check that it's the right size. Yeah. I think that'll work nicely. Okay, so on your Happy Planner punch, you don't want to punch all the way to the edge that's marked. That's sized for classic size paper. So you want to double check with maybe a sheet of micro filler paper you already have, because you want those 4 holes at the bottom to be perfectly centered on your micro sheet. So I've marked mine with a little Sharpie so I could see where to line it up. And then when you have a thin piece of paper like this, sometimes the Happy Planner punch has a hard time with it. So I'm going to grab a couple extra sheets of just scrap paper. And then it does better when you're punching 2 to 3 sheets of paper. It seems like that'd be counterintuitive, but it actually does punch better and cleaner with more sheets than one thin sheet. You don't want to go too much paper because then it tends to jam, but too little paper and you also have that problem. So there we go. So I'm going to put it back on the discs to glue it down, because that way I can make sure that the holes are lined up right and it'll still turn easily. And then I'm just going to grab a cheap old glue stick. I love these. You can get them super cheap, especially at back to school time. I think they're like $1 each at Walmart and places like that. So I usually stock up then, and I'm just going to apply it liberally here. And the glue stick even fits perfectly between those discs, so it's easy to apply. All right, and then I'm just going to stick that sheet of patterned paper down. Make sure it's lined up with the edges and that I have a nice firm hold on it. And then the one was a little too long on the inside, so just trim that down. And now we've got the front of our divider perfectly set up. So if you wanted to reuse your dividers year after year, you could cover both sides with patterned paper. And then that way you could just reuse the same divider. I like having my monthly view on the other side of the divider. So as you can see, my 2021 January view, that's what we're going to do here for 2022. So I have a couple of these booklets full of the micro notes paper. I was collecting it while they were selling them. And this one I took some of the discs off, so that's why it only has 2 discs. But the dot grid and the graph paper is what I was always looking for in collecting. So you can pick different colors for the different months. And for January, I think I really like this dark navy blue, so I think I'll use it again for this year. So I'm just going to grab some of those sheets, enough to do all the weekly pages and the monthly view. All right. Yeah, it doesn't do so well with 2 discs, but again, I wanted to borrow some of those discs off of there, so that one's a little wonky. Okay, so for the monthly view, let's grab 2 of these. And then I'm just going to grab my ballpoint pen, nothing fancy. This is, I think it's just a Pentel ballpoint pen, but I've used Bic before as well. Okay, and I like starting in the bottom right hand corner, and that bottom corner square. This one's graph paper, so they are squares. But the bottom corner of its dot grid will be that bottom right dot, and I put a little dot on that. And then I count up 6 boxes or dots, and then it's over 5. And I'll put the exact measurements in the description below, so if you don't have filler paper, you can make your own. So again, I'm just counting up 6 dots or squares. And we'll speed this up for you. And then over 5. And then I'm going to grab my little ruler and connect the dots, and then don't close the ends until the very last lines can be the ends. There we go. And now on the other side of the month, we only need 3 boxes across. And I'm going to start in that bottom right corner again. Now you can continue counting up 6 dots or squares and over 5 dots or squares, but since we've already done a page, you can just line it up with the graph and then use that as a tool to mark where you've already measured. All right, and from there, we're going to do the same thing across the bottom, line it up. Only 3 across. And draw the rest of that grid. There we go. So there's our rough month view. Now I love this hot pink dates and holidays sticker book. This is my go-to if I'm redating an old planner, if I'm dating an undated planner, and for making a planner from scratch like this micro planner. It has all the holidays you need. It has a lot of large numbers. It has these months in this great font. So I'm just going to grab January out of here. You can see the sticker book is well loved, and this is like my 3rd or 4th of these dates and holiday sticker books. I love it, use it all the time. All right, so you can see January, it kind of could fit across the top, but I want to save the top for days of the week. So I'm going to turn it sideways. And then I'm going to play around with how close to the top of the page I want it to go. Do I want it hanging over into the days? I think that'll work there. All right, and then this sticker book also has, see, a lot of number stickers, a lot of seasonal numbers, black numbers, color numbers, and then these tiny little black numbers, which I love to use for the micro planners. You can see we just tuck them into the top left corner, and then we have our monthly view, and it looks just like a professional calendar that you would buy in a store. I think it turns out with a very professional look. I think it looks great. So I'm just going to grab my tweezers to help me place them down straight, because I would not be able to see clearly what I was doing, and I know me, they'd go on crooked if I didn't use tweezers. And I'll speed this up for you. You get the idea. And this month was unique in that we have 2 of these days that we need to share boxes for. So I'm just going to come back in with my ruler and pen and split those in half. And then we can number the bottom half of those days as well. Now these boxes are really small. I've tried using maybe a little heart sticker or something to mark birthdays and things like that. They are really small. So I use it mainly as a reference. Again, that was the dates and holiday sticker book, but I use it mainly just as a reference if I need to double check what day of the week was the 3rd on, things like that. So keep that in mind, that it will be too small to actually write appointments and things in. So then I also like to add the dates of the week across the top. Now you can just use a letter sticker like I did there, but I have these journaling sticker kits from my friend Cactus Paper Company. And she includes days of the week, which I don't use when I use the journaling stickers, but I will use them here in my micro. So I'm going to cut these days of the week out. And I'm just going to keep the paper backing on for now so it's a little easier to work with. Now you can't fit the entire name of the day in there. So I'm going to trim these so it's just the abbreviation. So like Sunday, we'll just do sun. Saturday, it becomes sat. And we'll fussy cut around these. I had to be kind of careful with these T's, so I did want to include that. All right, we'll speed it up here. There we go. Okay, and then let me grab my tweezers again. All right, and then we can just put these in here. I often forget that the monthly view does start with Sunday. If you prefer your monthly view start with Monday, you know, go for it. This is your planner. You can do whatever you want. And then let's put the rest of these in here. And these are a little on the smaller side, but they're still cute. And I'm going to do Thursday first because it's the longest and I want the rest of it to look centered. So we can build out from Thursday. And Saturday. Now you could also just write the days of the weekend up here if you prefer, or you could use a stamp, or again, just a letter sticker. And there is our monthly calendar view. So now for the weekly view, before we get into decorating, I'm going to grab my ruler and pen again. I start in that bottom right hand corner again, and this time I count up 8 boxes or dots, and it's almost an inch, because if you think about this paper being 4 inches tall, we don't want to go all the way to the edge of the paper, so it's just shy of an inch, the height of each box. And then you can go as wide as you want. I just take it all the way to the margin. And on the weekly view, I do use 8 boxes because I leave that bottom right one open for memos, but usually I end up just decorating it. So when I'm dating it, I have to remember not to date that 8th box. All right, so there is our basic outline. And I'll do the rest of the month later. I'm not going to make you watch that. But we can pop those in there. And you know what? I actually want to decorate the last page in here to make it a note page. Because you see we have that back side of the last week showing. So I'm pulling those journaling stickers out again. She also includes the word important, which I thought would be nice for like a notes page. And then I grabbed the winter sticker book, and they have these really cute kind of snowflake washi stickers. And I thought those would go nicely with the dark blue. So I'm just going to line that up along the bottom of our note page. All right, and then I'm going to trim the excess off, carefully using sharp objects. And I'll put links to all these tools in the description below. And then I'm not going to waste this little bit. Let's tuck it underneath my title up here. So I just peeled that back and then put it back down. All right, and then, you know, there's these cute hearts in here that coordinate. And I love using the little hearts as bullet points. So let's grab some of those in different colors. And I'm going to grab my pair of tweezers again, and then we can put these going down the side. There we go, just for little notes, little reminders. I think that's pretty cute. There we go, just for a little end of the month page. All right, and that'll have weekly view on the other side. Okay, so back to the beginning. The weekly view I will decorate in a different video, so make sure to check out my upcoming micro plan with me video. And I just want to decorate my monthly view here a little bit. And I'm going to grab that winter sticker book again. I already had it out, so let's just grab it. And I think the snowman is really cute, and that kind of goes with our January theme. And we don't get snow here, but it has been cold. So I think he'll be really cute. And then just trying to play around with how much of him I want hanging over. Do I want to cut his arm off the edge of the page? Stuff like that. All right, there we go. And then I think we could use a couple of these little snowflakes in here for along the top of the page, because you can see the first was on Saturday, so we have almost that whole top row just blank, so I thought we could tuck a couple snowflakes in here. Maybe vary the sizes. I think that's pretty cute. Yeah. Okay, so again, that was the winter sticker book. All right. And then with my ruler and pen, I'm going to come back in because that snowman has a white paper backing. And I think it looks more like it's printed right on the page when you can see the calendar line up against it. So I'm going to color over the paper sticker with my black pen to make it look like it's a clear sticker, or like it was printed right on the page. There we go. And then I'm going to trim that little excess of his elbow that's hanging off, just to clean that up. There we go. Almost done. Okay, so now I just need to glue the front side of this calendar to the divider. Again, if you want to reuse the dividers next year, you can put whatever you want on the back of the divider. Maybe more pattern paper, and then that way you don't have to cover it again next year. All right, and then I'm just going to stick that right to it. All right, there we go. Make sure the corners are down. All right, and that is our monthly setup. So let's double check what we did. We covered the front of that divider in that cute pattern paper. To me, it looks like snow. What do you guys think? And then our monthly view, again, which I just use as a reference. So if I need to double check, when's the first this month? And then our weekly views, I'll draw out the rest of the month. And then a nice little note, kind of reminder page for the end of the month. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you have a micro planner? Do you just love it? Let me know if you have any questions. I respond to every single comment, every single question. So definitely let me know in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Click like if you like this video, subscribe to see more. I've got more micro to come, and I'll see you next time. Bye.